All right, everybody, welcome in to Breakfast with Benefield, brought to you by First State Bank of Fort Payne. We're glad to bring them on this year as a sponsor. They're going to be sponsoring the show for the entire season. We couldn't be more happy, Dave Henderson and the people of First State Bank of Fort Payne, and actually have many locations, Rainsville being one of them. Coach, this has been an off season like never before with what we've had to deal with COVID-19. I want to talk to you, kind of get caught up on speed of the game last night. You had a huge win, 48-0 over Isabella, who's a tremendous opening opponent, very physical, very strong up front. But before we dive into the game, let's talk about this offseason and how it's been so much different than any other you've probably ever had in your career.
Definitely, it was different. In the spring, we didn't just have I didn't really feel like the Zoom stuff was for us. Didn't feel like anybody could really get a whole lot out of sending workouts. Our kids don't know. They don't know what our workouts are by now. Obviously are they. So if they wanted to work out, they would. And if they didn't, they didn't. But we didn't do a lot of that stuff. But in the summer, when we came back, June the 3rd, whatever the date was, kids seemed like good shape. Most of them had been working out, you could tell. But that's just some of our guys, that means a lot to them. And I know they were concerned about even having their senior year, and I was too. It would have really been devastating for our guys, as much as they love football, to not have had a football season. So we're just really thankful and blessed that we got to play. We're just taking it day by day and trying to keep everything clean as we can and do the best we can with it. But
how much of a challenge has that been? Because I know you've been around you enough to know you're kind of a creature of habit. Now you got to be self-conscious. And I've up here watched you guys work out, and you're cleaning constantly and checking temperatures and wearing masks and social distance as much as possible. How much has that kind of played into what you do, and how big of a headache has it been?
Yeah, it's just part of life. That's what I tell our kids. Things you can't control, you can't do anything about, and it'll be like that the rest of their life. Just try not to worry about things that you can't control. You can't control the weather, or not even I do, but there's no sense in worrying about. It was raining yesterday, and I knew as big as they were, we didn't need to be on a muddy field. And our speed hopefully was going to be a factor, and as it turned out, I think it was, but I was worried about the rain. But what's the use to worry about it?
I'm telling you, I don't think you could ask for better weather. It's like you walked in your house. It's a cool 70 degrees, clear skies.
Very unusual. Now we'll have probably 3 or 4 games where it's about 90.
About 101 at kickoff. Honestly, though, how good did it feel to hear the band play, see the fans, to get back to what we know is normal, like up here in Fyffe, Alabama?
Really good. Really, really good. Our guys were really ready to play, I think, and as it was evident, they better be in it. And I think we beat a good team last night, and they had getting into the game, just maybe a couple had a drop pass and a couple bad punts that really. I don't think we're 48 points better than they are, but I hope we are. I don't think we are.
Yeah, they're a very tough team. And I want to talk about how did that go into scheduling those guys?
Well, my schedule was just pretty much anybody called me is the way it went. Or I wouldn't have much luck calling other people. So Coach Leonard, had a 12-1 season last year, and a lot of them coming back. And he called me, so we just made it happen. The team from Georgia we were supposed to play this week was the same way. They were 12-1. Really, really wished we could have made that happen, but they moved their first 2 games back. We're still trying to either find a game next week, or the week 5 we'd have a date we could play, and hopefully we can get one scheduled. But it's just we're just, like I said, we're blessed to maybe get to play what we do, and we'll see how everything works out.
All right, let me dive into the game last night. Isabella got the opening kickoff and had a pretty good drive going, and I was really shocked. I mean, I knew I'd watched some film on them, how they were big and physical, but to see it up front and see a team come out there and they were firing off the ball and stuff, and you guys actually end up getting that stop down there, which I thought was huge. Did you see anything different from them, from what they were running last year to that first drive last night?
No, not really. A little bit, which we expected. There's, kind of looked like their offense at times, lined up like us. They were so big, a 260-pound fullback, a 330-pound tackle, a 280-pound another tackle or guard that's going to South Alabama, and they had lost some of their skill people, so we didn't know what to expect there. But I thought they had a couple of kids that run the ball good. But we got to stop there somehow, and inside I guess about the 25, and put together a drive, and we might have come out a little something there that they hadn't saw or wasn't expecting, and got a couple of big runs out of it. And we need to score early, and that's a long bus ride. Next year we'll have to make that ride.
That's right.
It's just, the bad punt, dropped pass. When it's 7-0, it would have put them over midfield at least, if not a touchdown. And then a bad punt, and we get the ball on 25 and score. And, in a game, first game, and nobody's in perfect shape, especially our size school and theirs. Everybody's playing both ways. They probably actually had more people than us, I'm sure.
Yeah,
more.
looked like they did.
Dressed 35, I think, or 6. And they looked like they had 45. But they played, I guess, more people than we did. But we tried to keep everybody fresh. But when you got those 2 quick scores off the bad punts, that made it 21. And that's a big hill to climb if you're a little bit fatigued to begin with. And I thought that was big right before half when we got another one on the board there.
Absolutely. And you guys went down there and scored on that first drive. I capped it off with a 7-yard run, and then, like you said, they seem to have trouble handling the ball or getting a good punt off. Did you see something on film that caused you to put pressure on them?
Well, we going to try to put pressure on everybody. That's part of our game plan, that we're going to rush the punter, and sometimes we don't block it, but we affect it somehow. Even if he has to kick it quicker than he's used to, and hopefully it will affect his punt. And I think that's what happened a couple of times. And it's just one of those games that everything kind of went our way, and it's not always like that, but it was last night.
And I now move back over to quarterback. Talk about his progressions in the off season when you got him back in June, to what you seen last night on the field. We went 2 for 3 for 65 yards and touchdown.
Yeah, that last one we thought was complete over there would have put him over 100.
Yeah,
3 for 3 and 100 yards and 100 yards rushing too. But Ike's a great kid, unselfish kid. He's a team guy, and all of our kids are, and unselfish. Most of them, are anyway, in my views. But we just, he can play anywhere, and he's an explosive runner. Got great speed, and
he'll turn your lights out on defense too.
He will do that too. He will. I think he likes that better than when he's got the ball in his hand. That shows you what a quality kid he is, because he don't care to mix it over there on defense. He's not worried about getting hurt and messing up his arm.
He's like a Scud missile coming attached head to him.
He's quarterback for these guys when he's younger anyway. So we feel good about him, and to keep him healthy. But I thought I thought everybody run the ball well. Kyle Dukes.
He had several backs look good.
Malachi Mize just steady as you can get, and I just thought everybody, after I watched the film, it seemed like we played really well. Let's see, we had a couple of new guys. Of course, Kyle Stevens and Brody Hicks ran the ball well. He's a sophomore. And Kyle's a junior, and then we had put Justin Stiefel in a little bit. He got a carry, a touchdown, and then Hunter Gillen looked good carrying it. Those are guys that are tight ends, but we want to get the ball in their hands some. And
Hunter had a cutback look, Barry Sanders.
he looked good.
Stiefel come around the end. He was moving. He was picking them up and putting them down.
Well, we saw last year, so he returns punts and stuff for us. He's not scared, and that's the main thing. And I thought our young kids went in and really played hard and
Absolutely.
and was physical. So.
And at the end of the game, and they still had a lot of their starters in as the game drew on. I know their quarterback was in, I think, to the end. You guys were still playing good defense. But I want to talk about a specific group of guys, that offensive line, and what they did, because they had a tremendous challenge ahead of them last night. Talk about that offensive line and what they look like.
Well, it just they're going to get better and better, we hope. We know, I watched the film, I know we can play better than we did last night. But we played really good. But, we got things to iron out like we always do after the first game. But I felt like they all got bigger, stronger, and faster. And, Carroll and Lyles there's just they big hogs in there, man. And Lyles, he pushed them around. He played good on defense, I thought. And
Yeah.
that cooler weather helps him too.
I think it helped him.
Carroll, Levi Carroll, but and of course Brody Dalton. He is what he is, and he's physical and both sides. And Eli, Ty, and Brody Hicks played some linebacker. Eli's a little banged up, got a little pull muscle, but he played some and played pretty good. And
It's good to see him out there because you didn't know whether he was actually going to go or not.
yeah, we got a thing to put over his leg, and it seemed like that helped him. But as it wore on, I could tell fatigue was getting to him. But overall, we got a real experienced defense, of course, and we can keep them all healthy. We feel good about that, which is what we stress more than anything else is defense. And to me, that's the unselfish part of football, is that we got kids concerned about stopping the other team, and they don't care who gets the credit. And it's like an offensive lineman, man. You can't say enough about them being unselfish, and they don't care if they score a touchdown or not, but they making the way, they paving the way for other people to score. And we're really proud of just all of our kids for sticking together and just hopefully improve every week. Then we get to play.
Another key element, I'm going to talk about this before we shut it down for sure. And we noticed last night with Isabella, with 3 basically muffed punts, you have had steady special teams for years up here, especially with Stiefel being here with so many punts. Well, he don't get a lot of punts, but he's got a tremendous hang time, and he's a very solid punter. And then with Dalton, he's just, he's not going to blow you away like with his film or whatever, but he's a very consistent kicker. Talk about this, the advantages of having great special teams like that.
Well, it's a big deal. Special teams is. We've had some years we hadn't had, that luxury of having good kickers, but when we have, we've been pretty dang good at special teams, covering kickoff. We take a lot of pride in that. Another thing that unselfish kids are trying to go down and get that field position, start the game. If we can hold them inside the 25, I give them a little sticker going to their helmet, so they like stickers.
You better believe it.
And I think we do that a lot. It starts with the kicker, of course. He's got to kick it inside the 25 before we can hold him inside. So
there you go.
But Justin Stiefel, great punter.
His hang time's tremendous.
Yes, he's been booming them this summer, and he really improved there. I just let him punt it. He only punted last night. He got it up there.
42 yards.
Inside the
Tremendous hang time. And then Dalton, he's an old-fashioned kicker straight on, but man, he can get a leg into it. He does very solid.
He kicked a couple last night, I thought, went in the end zone. But I don't know. It looked like he landed under the goalpost really, but
it's hard to run one back if it's not eligible to run back.
And we had some kids step in there last night. I was trying to get Ike out of the game and give him a rest. Hunter Manchin went in for him as a safety there, and looked like did okay. And then let's see, Austin Mulligan was going down on the kickoff, and I had another couple of kids, maybe.
So I got to rest a little bit.
I got to rest on one thing. That's the only thing that came out of it. I was searching Wednesday and Thursday trying to figure out how I could get him. He's on our punt block. He's on kickoff return, of course. He's on everything. He don't care. He don't. But that kid needs to come out and catch his breath. And play.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get him off the. And I got him off a punting team, which we didn't punt once, but I think or twice. I don't know, but
yeah, that'll help.
It helps a little bit if our guys can get 2 or 3 minutes, they can be ready to go. But Brody's same way, kicking off.
Yep.
You know,
That guy can change his shoe faster than anybody I've ever seen.
he can do it, can't he?
I'm going to ask you a question right here, Coach. Sometimes people love these and sometimes they don't. I want your opinion on having an off week this early.
No.
I know it's not my choice.
I don't like off weeks.
Yeah, okay. Especially this early, you know.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm in no time.
Moving into this off week, you know.
That's the first 0-week game I ever had, a real game.
A real game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because last year Mars Hill's a Jamboree. Huh?
Yeah.
Speaking, the Mars Hill's a pretty good team. Play Jasper pretty tight.
Yes.
Yeah, so moving into this off week, I know you guys going to heal everybody up. And what are some of the other things you think you're going to focus on really moving forward?
You know, just try to watch film Monday, and I'll give them off this weekend and recuperate a little bit, and you know, try to get better at everything we do, and we, you know, we try to. I know we hear this a lot, coaches. They don't try to worry about the opponent, but we really don't want to be worried about the opponent right now. Try to work on Fyffe and the things we can do better, and every game's not going to go like last night where everything just clicks. There's going to be adversity sometime down the line. You know, we try to really stress the importance of not turning the ball over. I was really proud of that last night.
Sure.
No turnover. Well, I think we had one there at the end, one of our ninth graders fumbled. Which I don't like that either. But I think he gave it back to us.
I think if it's I didn't.
He fumbled and they gave it
They
back
gave it
to
back,
us.
okay, yeah.
And they fumbled and I think he gave it back to them. So maybe they was just trying to get the game over with.
Let's roll this clock.
But anyway, we're not going to lay the ball on the ground if we hang around running back long. But you know, we can do things better. I saw things on film. If effort's there, like our kids are always going to give, and we got some 9th and 10th graders need to get better, and I think they will. And got we just had, you know, Tucker Wilkes, his 8th grader, played last night, the second half, that I thought he played well. Evan Chandler went down on the kickoff and had a good.
Was he the one that made the big hit?
Yeah.
Yeah. that was pretty
He's a
impressive.
good-sized kid, and,
Yeah.
and he starts putting everything into it, and being physical, you know, he can play.
That was.
And one of our unsung guys always is Jacob Mitchell. You know,
Yes, sir.
he plays steady. Don't get a lot of recognition like all of our linemen, but you know, he's a steady player. And
He is very.
a lot of ours are. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy. You know, they just go out and try to do the best of what you've told them to do, and that goes a long way. And if you're coachable, we talk about being coachable around here all the time. You know, letting me do the coaching instead of other people.
Bring your lunch pail.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot, but I probably know more than most people's coaching me. I've been doing this 40 years. I should know something. I forgot some things.
You got a leg up on some people.
Maybe.
I do. I'm pretty good from the couch.
Yeah.
I consider myself pretty solid from the
A lot
couch.
of good coaches now, yes.
From the
He's
couch.
made a lot of good coaches.
Well, they've lost some viewers lately, though. But well, Coach, I appreciate you. It's great being back in the saddle, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks when we do the next one.
Hope I'm here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.